We're live, so I'll be right back, guys, in about roughly 10 minutes. Righty guys, hello there. Let's get going, shall we? Because it is late. 8 is the hour, and Gandalf the Grey approaches. Something like that. Alrighty. So, let's get going, shall we? Let's test the overlay really quickly. Go. And let's get going. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 50, I believe, 5, yes, 55, to, well, the final Hanantasy series. Let's get stuck in. There is not much to talk about. We are chasing Iceheart, or is she an Icebreaker? I don't know. Let's see. This intro doesn't make any sense, but we'll keep it anyways. Let's get going. So, alrighty. So the plan is possibly to finish 2.4 today. And maybe do the Crystal Tower series tomorrow. Tomorrow, the Crystal Tower series will most likely take the entire evening. And then on the weekend, we want to do at least Saturday, so that we might be able to finish A Realm Reborn. So that next week, next Monday, we can start into Havensward. That would be really cool. Also, it is exceedingly warm in here, and I have wet hair, and you might see my hair grow dry during the episode, and I will refresh my hair because it actually cools me down quite well during the day. Let's talk to Alfie. Strength in unity. The persistent attacks on our caravans seemed little more than a nuisance at first. The heretics were a problem, to be sure, but a relatively minor one. That was before I discerned the purpose behind their attacks, of course. Now they have my undivided attention. After apprising Minfilia of the situation, I shall summon a unit of Crystal Braves to assist us. As for you, Iceheart, pray join me in the White Brim front. Since the incident at Snowcloak, the Knights of House Durandare have redoubled their reconnaissance efforts in the region. It is my hope that they have information which may help us to determine precisely where the heretics are hiding. Given our mutual enemy, Lord Drillamon should be eager to oblige us. I shall see you there then. Good. Alrighty. So off we go. Wonderful stuff. Guys, as a small reminder, since I have to bridge a little bit of time here, we have the submarines going at the guild house currently. And I have accumulated a metric ton of information about submarines if you ever want to get started, so you don't do the mistakes that I have done. But, well, I could just release it, right? But I want you to write down a comment and give this video a thumbs up, so I know that you want the guide and you interact with the video, so that the channel might get a little bit more, you know, algorithm love. I know. Should just release it. But guys, tell me in the comment section down below. You know how it is. I have to play the poor YouTubers game, therefore I have to incentivize you to act on the YouTube's algorithm. Lord Drillamon, let's go. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn wish to join for the hunt for Iceheart. Your assistance is more than welcome, my friends. Considering the report I just received, I dare say your timing could know better. Well, yes, Lord Drillamon. That's the first yawn of the day. It has been a very short night and a very long day. And look at that sword. Whoa, fully unrealistic, but does look good. A band of pilgrims was sent transporting a large number of crates to the west. The garb appears to match the description provided by the squire who survived the attack. Alas, our scouts lost track of them at Snowcloak, that self-same frozen wall which speculated might conceal the heretics' hideaway. Suffice to say, the disappearance of these pilgrims and their provisions all but confirms our suspicions. I've heard enough. My knights will join the hunt. I took the liberty of summoning a unit of Crystal Braves to the White Front. Given the gravity of the situation, I trust you will agree that we must use every resource available to us. These extraordinary circumstances, Commander, it would be our best interest to coordinate our efforts. Such was my intent from the start, Sir Imeric. And so it begins, my friend. Though I dare say I will prove an all too brief collaboration, Iceheart will not elude the combined forces of the Crystal Braves and the Temple Knights for long. Nevertheless, a wise man does not wager all upon success of a single solution. Well, you kind of do. There may yet be a subtler mean by which we can locate Heretic's lair. Mayhap Lord Drillamond has one in mind. Okay, more cute scenes. Obviously cards on the table, that's how it should be. Where's the trader? Yes, yes, excellent. Oh, these are the heretics, okay. Ah, there's our silver-haired woman. My lady, everything has been accounted for. Is there aught else you would have us do? Pray speak, and it shall be done. I don't think she's very chatty. Alrighty, so drill more dark woods, dark deeds. Dark words, dark deeds. Okay. It seems as though we are always one step behind, our quarry ever just beyond our reach. Though I would like to believe that the tables are about to turn, I must confess to having certain doubts. A joint effort may succeed where others have failed, but it could yet yield the self-same result. Fortunately, we are not without other options. I trust you haven't forgotten Inquisitor Guillaume. We've not. The mystery how the heretics remained undiscovered for so long has been much in our thoughts, as has the question of what steps might have been taken to prevent a similar breach of security in the future. Accordingly, we have conducted an exhaustive and covert evaluation of everyone in Whitebrim. Though some were found to have committed certain minor transgressions, we identified only one possible heretic. If this man has pledged himself to the Iceheart's cause, he will have taken note of the movement of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves. And upon recognizing their intent, he may attempt to warn the heretics. The man's watch is to end soon, at which point he must report to Sir Gentremont in the yard. I would have you keep an eye on him. If he ventures beyond the walls, follow him discreetly. Should he meet with a heretic, do not interfere. Simply watch and listen. I have seen to it that the suspect knows nothing which could endanger our plans. Alrighty, I suspect a lot of her. Just saying. Just saying. I suspect a lot of her. Okay, so it's definitely a man, let's be fair. I have water in my ear. The suspect heretic leaves through the southwestern gate. Alrighty, so we have to the destination over there. The suspect heretic follows the road east. Interesting. But that's not towards the snow club. Ooh, I'm not gonna get very old tonight. Hi, hi, hi. The suspect heretic heads south. Yeah? So he's going into the mines! Into the pass. Where is he? Can't find him. Can't find him. Where is he? Ah, we get a cute scene. Okay, that. I don't think he's a spy. But... Hey, hey! Where in the seven hells are you? I'm freezing my bollocks off here. I'd like some cold as well, though. Okay, that is the heretic. Yes, okay. I'm here, you blundering oaf. Why are you so late? Standing on the wall. Why else? I have duties fulfilled, you know? I don't think he's actually, a traitor. His sole duty is to the... Bloody echo. Lower your voice. The little heroes in white brim front. Yes, of course. The temple knights are in Snowcloak. This is what you bring me? We already know about. Our comrades in Baldur Downs will use the tunnels. Dead before they know what's happening. Nevertheless, if you waste my time again, is that clear? Well, he's coming my way. So, report to Drillmore. That was a lot of A to B to C to A to B to A to B. Without much information, really. Yes, he met up with a person, but we couldn't hear what they were saying. That kind of sucks, I guess. Is there actually a way to get in there from top here? No, maybe? Ah, yes, would you look at that? Well, that saves a little bit of time. Well, did your investigation bear fruit? I see. I shall have the man detained at once. His guilt is plain. Would that you could have heard the words more clearly. Yet, the few snatches you were able to make are nonetheless enlightening. It would seem that the heretics are aware of our operation and confident that they can thwart it. Their comrades in Bolodowns are key to their plans, which means it is key to our plans that they be rooted out and put to the sword. Alrighty. We have long suspected that the heretics use a network of secret tunnels to traverse the highlands undetected. Given what you have overheard, I fear that Snowcloak may be riddled with such passageways, that the heretics in the Baldur Downs are planning to use them to take our forces unawares. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to happen. Hello there, Fox. A contingent of House Durandare knights are on patrol in the area, and I shall order them to begin searching for the heretics at once. But knowing nothing of our enemies' yawns or readiness, I cannot say for sure that they will be sufficient. It would put my mind at ease if you consent to assist my knights with the search, and I know it would take courage from the presence of so storied a warrior. Pray on the woods with them at Baldur Downs. If alone is kind, which is the spear goddess and frost goddess, we may catch these heretics before the plans come to fruition. Show them no mercy, Iceheart. The lives of our allies are at stake. And I think Halone in the Endwalker series, where we fight the gods, in the Endwalker series, I think Halone is pretty much the coolest fight of all of them. I very much do enjoy the Halone fight. So we have to go way over the mountain. Let's see if we can fly over them. My god, I am not happy today. Hi. Today is a yawning evening, so prepare for the next 3 episodes to have a bunch of yawning in it.
Please don't yawn.
Hello there, Fox.
Hello there. What on earth is that GIF?
What GIF?
On Discord.
What Discord? Oh, that, I don't know. This is just a Discord update. I don't know what that GIF is. And it's not GIF, it's GIF. It's not with a J. It's a G. It's a give. I will not hear it. I will not hear it. But yes, I have no clue. That's one of the Discord things. So let's crit the enemies down. Should not be trouble at all.
Unless
Unless what? What do you want?
Well, it's normally something someone adds, so I reckon someone added that.
I don't know. It has been there for a couple of days now, actually.
It wasn't there yesterday.
Oh yes, it was. Definitely. It has been there for a couple of days. Oh yeah.
It didn't show up on my side yesterday.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. It has been there for a couple of days. It's just another Discord. It probably is some sort of advertisement. If you were to probably click on it, there's probably some sort of advertisement.
Nope.
Okay.
It's definitely been added by someone.
Okay.
Oh, where is it? Oh, I can't find it.
Then I'll do this one, I guess, if I can change it.
I was looking for Stackenblocken, but it's not showing.
Stackenblocken! Oh, Stackenblocken! Guys, YouTube Stackenblocken. It's a skit from Conan, and it's extremely funny. Like, very, very, very funny. So, folks, how you doing on this wonderful evening of yawns?
Hot, tired, been a long day.
That sums
So
it,
not
I
the
think.
everything in the absolute norm.
Sounds about right.
Yes. And why has that disappeared? I don't want. Oi.
Oi?
Oi.
Oi, 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 oi! Con.
Huh?
I recently
it.
discovered that I can fly in from the top, which saves a lot of time.
I has a question
Oh no.
before you read. Why can't I fly in Heavensward?
Ha! Why can't you fly in Heavensward? I will tell you that after the text scene because I have to open up a menu. My knights sent no word of your coming, Iceheart. What has happened? What is that in your hand? Because I have to open up a menu to show you. Oh, the Fury, those were veterans with years of service. And now they're like dead in the snow. Their bodies must be recovered and... No, we now have not the men to spare, not now. Not while Iceheart prepares to summon an abomination. The heretics you dispatched were not sufficient numbers to contend with the combined strength of the Temple Knights and Crystal Braves. There must be others. I'll wager they are on the way to the Snowcloak as we speak. To make matters worse, it seems that the trader you followed managed to pass the heretics, something of value after all. The parchment you recovered is a timetable of the guardsmen's watches at our outpost in Snowcloak. A trader was stationed there long before he aroused our suspicions. I would that he had been caught him sooner. With this information, the heretics would know when the watch was weakest. They could use their tunnels with impunity and prepare their ambush. The timetable has not yet changed, you see. Of course, it will be changed now, but the heretics may already be in position. House during there must send reinforcements, even if it means withdrawing knights from the Stone Vigil. I can see no other way to safeguard the lives of our allies. So remember that you couldn't fly in a Realm Reborn in the beginning as well?
Mm-hmm.
So it turns out flying was introduced in Heavensward, and to get flying, they split it up in two parts. One of the parts that you can do, obviously, I can't open the menu here on this character. Can I quickly? No, I cannot. But you will get an etheric compass, and you will find 5 wind nodes struttered about every area of Heavensward, and you will get 5 wind nodes from the main story quest. So when you collect all 5 wind nodes from the main story quest, and then the 5 wind nodes that are randomly in the area, then you are able to fly, basically.
Okay.
So they are forcing you to do the main story quest of the area, and they are forcing you to discover them by a compass that you will receive, and it will say 300 yalms to the north, and then you follow the compass base.
Okay.
So that's how you find the ether. What are they called? They wind ether nodes, I believe they're called. The path of the righteous. Well, that looks like Snowcloak. Time is of the essence, Iceheart. While my knights are ready to depart, the heretics may take our allies in the Snowcloak unawares. Superior training and equipment will avail them not if they are cut down ere the sword are drawn. But all is not yet lost. If you leave now, there may be still time to warn them. Make haste, and I beseech you, fly to Snowcloak and tell Sir Aymeric everything we have discovered. Do you wish to join the Snowcloak, Foxy?
Sure.
Sure. So it would be really, really, really cool if you were to share the screen so that we can do the picture-in-picture, which this channel is kind of known for. Because I really, really, really like the picture-in-picture, and I think it is really cool to have two perspectives in the game, so to speak. So I will...
And you should have let me slow down and wait for you then. We could have done it side by side.
No. Because I might progress at a different speed than you progress. So therefore, there is less waiting time on the stream. You can't fault me for that logic.
That isn't even logic.
That's kind of the truth. Iceheart, this is a welcome surprise, perhaps the only one thus far. As you can see, we have yet to uncover any hidden... You have my gratitude. Truth be told, we suspected the heretics might be plotting such an attack. Now we have the confirmation. I shall place my knights on high alert. As Commander Leveleur being informed, the braves must be made aware. A cute scene! So, let me guess. The dungeon is behind the giant ice wall, so Alphinaud has prepared 5 kilos of bean dip, and he's eating all of that bean dip in one setting, and then he has a shattering echo coming from his buttocks, and then it breaks open the ice wall and reveals the dungeon. That how it works? I tried, okay? It must be here, I'm certain of it. Why else would they go to such length to defend Snowcloak? This is but a pity discovered when our enemy has such a disadvantage. Forewarned though we may be, the heretics know the terrain far better than we. I dare not think how many are watching us at this very moment. Where's the bean dip? Confound it, this is all wrong. Iceheart has us scrambling to save our own skin, when we should be rightly be straining every sinew to find her and stop this damnable summoning. There she is! Come here, girl! Oh, look at this! Miss Punch First, Ask Later. I'm a big fan of Ida. I like her a lot. Punch first, ask later. That's very good. That was close. They didn't hurt you, did they? Only my pride, Ida. There will be others nearby. We must see that they given a similarly warm welcome. Come on, Deliveroo! Those are Lalafell. They arrived later because the legs are shorter, so they're not as fast. So this was actually physically accurate currently. There has been a development, sir. Together with the Tumble Knights, we have secured the entrance to some half-dozen tunnels after spotting the enemy breaking the surface. But that is not all, sir. We think that one of them may be important. Certainly, the heretics flung themselves upon our swords to defend it. Aha! Just as I suspected, amongst this warren of tunnels lies the entrance to Iceheart's lair. Some of the others were going in. A moment, Alfino. The tunnel in question is barely wide enough for 2 men abreast. I cannot say with any certainty that where it leads, much less what awaits us there. Furthermore, We have no way knowing how many heretics are still lurking here on the surface. Bean dip! What if they were to converge on this point after we enter the tunnel? For all we know, we could be funneling our forces into a trap. Take your point. If the tunnel is indeed as narrow as you say, greater numbers would be more a hindrance than a help. Should we encounter difficulty, our own allies would become an obstacle to escape. Ahem. A change of plans. We will rendezvous with Sir Imeric and keep the heretics at bay here. You will go wherever the tunnel leads. If you find Iceheart at the end of it, do not let her escape. You venture into the unknown, so see that you are prepared for anything. In dip. I suggest that you call upon your allies, though not too many, or Papalimo will sulk. Alrighty, so let's open up the crack of the buttocks. The entrance to the tunnel, madam, is just over here. We had not seen the heretics breaking surface, we would have never noticed it. Per Sir Imeric's orders, we will stand guard outside. Please be aware that even should you encounter significant resistance, we cannot leave our post. Snowcloak is now accessible. Let's invite to partay. Let's invite to partay. Let's enter, not with the NPCs, let's enter with all. What NPCs would join us? So just random scions would join, okay. So, Snowcloak it is. And picture-in-picture I will enable once we are in, so you do not see any of the Havenswords areas. That would be spoilery. And we kind of want to prevent that. So, yeah. Also, a really cool thing. I might have had a little bit of extra time yesterday evening. And I kind of made my warrior a new set of armor when we reach 54. So we will upgrade our armor. The Skin of the Woods armor, however, will stay for the moment.
When did that happen?
What?
When did you do that? The new armor?
First of all, you were with me in Discord.
Yes, I was. Yes, I remember now. Yes, I remember. Sorry,
and
I had
second, it was after the stream.
Yes, sorry, I remember. I do.
Short-term memory of a fox is, yeah.
I was very tired yesterday, okay?
Yes, I know you were like... You did that quite a lot.
But you're used to that by now.
Yes, I am. I'm trying... I'm sitting here like, guys, I'm trying to explain something, like teach something or elaborate on something that I have researched. And then I see someone, no, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Now you know what my life is like.
Your life is like? I never ever drift off.
You said, no, I never said that. You said teaching people who fall asleep on you. That's what I do every day.
Yes, and that's what I do every day as well, even though I'm not a teacher. I'm trying to convey gaming information, and I know, I just know it just doesn't deserve the respect it gets, I guess.
Hey, I have to wake up at 6:20 every morning.
Yes, and I told you many times that it is your fault that you go to bed so early.
Early?
Late.
No, you said early, so I'm going to go to bed later tonight.
Sure, I guess. You're the one suffering, not me. It's not like that I am awake until at 3 or 4 in the night and have to wake up at 9, so... I'm not
yes, well, we're both
better.
very similar. That's why we suffer together.
Yes, I am not much better. And then you log into work and you wake up basically with 3 messages, 2 missed calls, and 5 contacts and 20 emails. And everybody wants you to extinguish some fires. And I'm just like, can I have a breakfast first? Can I get some homebrew first? That would be great.
Okay, so I wanted to pet this new dragon thing because it looks really cool, right? But it told me not to.
Yes.
It literally says don't.
Okay. Think about November roughly or September when the Beastmaster comes into the game and you can finally tame beasts. So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
You totally didn't get the point, did you?
I totally over my head. I did not get.
Look at its name.
Oh no, don't.
So I shouldn't. It says don't do it. Ah, see what I have to put up with, guys?
You're referencing 15 pixels on your screen.
Hey, I have a big screen now, thank you.
Yeah, well, the Discord's not much bigger. It's a little wider, but Discord's not much bigger.
That's only because you keep me small.
I don't have to keep you small. You are small.
I have a rabbit on my shoulder.
Yes, we call them vieras.
Yeah, I call them rabbits.
Let's uwu the team and let's get going. Spread! Oh, I don't have a charge yet. I don't have charge yet. I'm not immortal yet, so I have to be semi-careful. I am not immortal yet. Guys, if you use your knockback immunity as a tank, you will get slow or heavy on the enemies, and they will attack 20% less fast, which is really, really useful as a DPS, as a defense tool, a mitigation tool. So really use your defense cooldowns, even a knockback immunity. You will thank yourself. Music's quite chilly in here, I have to say.
I was about to say that.
It's very chill music. It's not really like the standard when you go into a dungeon. My immortality will only start at 56. Then I will be half immortal, and when I reach Shadowbringers, I will be near immortal. Like it is.
What?
Yes.
What?
Oh, there's a key.
It said unable to register sign. What does that mean?
Sign? Look, you have changed your hotkeys again. Please press Shift 1. There you go. You need to stop doing that.
I don't do it on purpose. I don't even know how I did it.
You fat finger.
But how can I fat finger Shift 1?
Yes, you probably press the left shift somehow, and then whatever number.
How do I? That's not physically possible.
That's the only way the bar on the bottom changes. And I haven't done the picture-in-picture, so I'm very sorry. Now you can see the fox as well. And for this fight, might as well, you know, switch to the Foxer camera. Because why not? Bosses are really not that scary, I have to say, as a tank. And that was the most unscary first boss I have seen in a long while. Oh wow, we are like very, very quick. There we go. Sprint! Sprint!
they're my friends. I can't kill these guys.
You will. Nope, my life was a little low for a split second over there. So that is a lot of enemies. Let's see how our healer will cope with that. That is a very, very uncomfortable amount of enemies. It wouldn't be such a problem if there weren't casters in there. Like in every MMO, casters are the absolute most terrifying thing that can possibly exist. So we have some PTSD in World of Warcraft when it comes to casting damage. Like there are some very, very ugly casters in World of Warcraft. Buffet. Achoo! Oh no, he's slapping, okay. So this is, I believe, the snowball fight, where he forms a snowball on the ground and we have to make the snowball bigger and ram the snowball into him, basically. Oh no, the snowball thing has been changed. Okay, I see. So the snowball thing has been changed. In the past, you would have to form a snowball, make the snowball bigger, and then ram it into him, which was kind of fun. You were too early, Fox?
Let's the other guy then.
No.
Moved in
Yeah, but you moved in too fast in the two-stage attack.
Oh.
You get away from the big ball? Since we do not have a melee fighter, I can just tank the enemy wherever. What are the 2 rules of tanking, Fox?
Back to the wall, away from the group.
Hey, there you go.
See, I do listen to you sometimes.
Hmm. That boss had a few more mechanics to it. That was nice. Level up! So we can upgrade our inventory later. Our gear, I meant. Not inventory. Inventory is bad. We need to clean up the inventory between the episodes, I think. It's a very chill soundtrack in the Snow Cloak, I have to say. It doesn't really fit, honestly. Maybe that's just because we're used to the more energetic soundtracks.
Definitely.
Small boyos. Small boyos together. There we go. A Cyclops! Woo! It's been a while since we saw one of these. Aurum Vale was the last time we saw one of the Cyclops. And he gone, baby. So these guys, Dragon's Blood, these guys basically try to transform themselves into a dragon. So if you kill them before they are able to enact on their Dragon Blood, they will not transform into an Avis. However, I only have the stun for one, unfortunately. There we go. There's a key. Obviously, nobody takes up the finger of the apostate. And final boss already. Well, that was quick.
Well, the thing is, if I picked up the finger, that means I would have to give you the finger, and I don't want to give you the finger.
You give me the finger
Unless
regardless.
You deserve it.
Oh, it's
True.
Fenrir, our doggo. It's Fenrir, is it? It's Fenrir, yes. It's Fenrir. Doggo,
Yes,
doggo, doggo
Fenrir.
time. Hey. Usually they start with an AoE spell, so let's see. Yep, it's an AoE spell. So that's regular AoE damage. We get a mechanic. So what's the mechanic? Blocking the sight. This is blocking the sight. Too late?
I hate this. Yeah, I hate this. I'm always too late on the frozy bit.
Anything that
posture.
is on the ground is possibly a danger. You have to keep that in the back of your head. Anything that looks different, treat it as danger, basically. So you want to get the hell away from it, basically. And if it looks into your direction, you might want to move. So you got lucky this time.
No, I was looking. I saw
Yeah.
where he was looking.
Okay, but it might be a half-wide room attack, so you never want to be in front of him when he does stuff like that. Try to get behind the enemy. This is not gonna work.
I can't remember that bit. Okay.
Yup. You had to go to the non-purple one.
Ah,
So basically 3 of them were breaking and 1 was still okay.
no, I didn't. They all look purple in my end, so I didn't
Nope.
see it.
Definitely not.
No, I mean, I didn't see the non-purple one.
Are you
And that's why I
colorblind?
was.
That's actually a genuine question. So. If you want to use your limit, Fox, you can use the limit on the bottom right of your bar. It's a circle, you place it beneath him and you boom him. Or the black mage does it, or did you do it?
No, I didn't.
And the black mage did it. And that's Snowcloak. Now, let's get out of here and have more story to go to.
月老フェンリルを退けると
Oh,
は
someone speaks.
どうやらあなたの力は本物のようだ。光の戦士よ、ここであなたが来るのを待っていた。 私の名はイゼル。あなた方が追う氷の巫女。
She said the word Miko, so she meant something of a princess.
聞いてほしい。我らにはなすべきことがある。イシュガルドの民とドラゴン族との果てなき戦い。私はこの戦いを止めなければならない。それが巫女となる道を選んだ。私の祝賀。
So her idea is to get peace through violence. I don't think that's very good.
光の戦士よ。あなたはエオルゼアの希望。どうか生還を願いたい。我らがなすことはエオルゼア、いえ、ハイデリンのためなのだから。
They wage war for Heidelin. I don't think that's kind of what she wants. This is a huge crystal, though. Oh. Did use the ether, right? That took longer than I expected. What news, Iceheart? Rider of Rohan! What news from the mark? So Iceheart is but a pseudonym. None that it matters. That she managed to escape is regrettable. But from your description of that beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you have cleared the path, the Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in its earnest. Mayhap they will even find a route past the ice wall. Wouldn't that do wonders for their fight against the heretics? The Crystal Braves would certainly share the credit for it too. Well, be praised, Iceheart, we may yet return the situation to our advantage, assuming we stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva, of course. Needless to say, our fellow Scions have not been idle. Minfilia and Urianger have been busy perusing the archives of House Fortemps, gathering what information they can on Shiva. Which reminds me, you were intending to trudge back to Camp Dragonhead to the report on the day's event? Don't. The antecedent should be here at any minute, and I can only assume some people enjoy subjecting themselves to this cold. Ugh. If the bottle is too strong, the fox is too weak. Come on, open the bottle. You can come on, you're really, like, you are really good with two hands and you can, like, do the movement.
I've already done it.
Oh, you have done it. Oh, well done. Look at you. Where is the button? There it is.
Shaking it more than twice is playing with it.
Antecedent! Oh my god, everybody is warm clothed except Alfie. You have come straight to us from the archives of House Fortemps. I trust your time here proved fruitful. Would that it had. Urianger and I scoured countless texts, but what we have found was of questionable veracity. Accounts of Shiva's life and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She laid down with the dragon, the gravest of all sins. Stand back. According to the Ishgardian faith, well, faith is the problem. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart followers, it was the holy act, a blessed union of man and dragon. See? How such a thing could even be possible is quite another question. Tales. Suffice it to say, I very much doubt that we will find a useful answer in the archives of House Fortemps. Much knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case, one wonders if it's by circumstance or by design. You said Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? Viewed without prejudice, most would agree that bringing to an end to the endless war serves the greater good. I think Sir Imeric might take issues with her methods. I might as well. I do not care if a few stragglers manage to escape. Until the sappers confirm that the tunnel is safe, these men are not to search it. Yes, Lord Commander. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I had expected, Sir Imeric. Lest you misunderstand, I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant your being a man of faith and that I expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was it not the will of the Halone that your ancestors came to this land when they took up arms against the Dravanians? What would they have done in your position, I wonder? There are those who believe that faith is a renunciation of free will. That unquestioning devotion is required to all who would live a life in service to the Fury. I'm not commenting on that. Such righteous fervor may well serve a knight on the front line, less so a leader of men. We are all at liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. I chose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. It's a good way to look at it. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. It was a different time, nay, a different era, and scriptures tell us only so much. Would that it told us more. That man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcome trait at a negotiating table, to be sure, less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god. Mayhap he does not truly believe that Iceheart's plans can succeed. Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical. Shiva was real, a living, breathing woman. Of that there can be no doubt. In this respect she differs from every other figure that have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god. The sole exception being good King Mugglemog, may his soul be ever be resting, the myth made manifest in response to the fervent supplications of the Muggles god. Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts at war with a mighty nation, who yearn for the resurrection of one who embodies their beliefs. If that is not placing one's faith in a higher power, then what is it? Crystals and conviction, Minfilia. They have them both in abundance. Can that truly be all that is required? My survey team has concluded a preliminary analysis of the Aetheryte Iceheart used to escape. They believe that she teleported to another Aetheryte somewhere not far to the west, which is kind of the thing that we did with Titan. Despite the apparent proximity of this second Aetheryte, however, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence directly. Unless Iceheart has some means to mask its signal, we can only presume that she had it destroyed to prevent us from following her. Without the means to teleport as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternate route, most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. Let us not give us up on teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues in Sharlayan may be able to assist us. I pray that you are right. I dare not think how long it would take for us to survey the entire tunnel system. While Minfilia looks into the Aetheryte problem, I would like to request your assistance with another matter. Third unit is currently tracking the remnants of the heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly despite our numbers. Coertath is vast and Iceheart's followers now know the terrain far better than we. Your knowledge of this region may serve to hasten the process. The sooner we can capture Iceheart's followers, the sooner we can press them for the leader's whereabouts. Also, though it is admittedly a selfish request, I feel that my braves would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we also have more than a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you in case you were not aware. I think it's very aware. God, I knew you would understand. You, Hase, can appraise you of the details. When the task is complete, come and find me at the observatorium. Captain Ilbert and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments in this investigation. The Temple Knights shall hold Snowcloak in our absence. Let us leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing. So where do we have to go? Is there... Nope, there's no time for a side venture. There you are, Izalith. Commander Leveleur instructed me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome. Believe me, most of the Third hail from Ul'dah. And for a man accustomed to the feel of sand beneath its boots, the crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. But to the matter at hand, nary a moment ago I received word that the heretics we seek have spotted making for the Niffen Pass. My braves are already in pursuit, and I should be grateful if you would join them. I myself shall be taking part in the hunt. Never let it be said that I do not yearn of my coin. Alrighty. Fly we go, move we shall. However, guys, we are already timely at the end of the timer for the first episode. Thank you very much for watching. This has been episode 55. We are still chasing Iceheart. He still is eluding us. And what are the last words of this episode, Fox?
Please let us know in the comments below how many times Hannah actually yawned during this episode.
4 or 5 times.
I'll leave it up to the people.
4 or 5 times. Here's another game that you can play for the next episode. If you drink alcohol, take a shot every time I yawn.
Can I do it with fizzy water instead?
Okay, you forgot to make...
No, I have homebrew. But I've already drunk 2 liters and I wanted some water.
Not a true Lomania, man.
I am. I have another 2 liters in the fridge.
Guys, take care until the next episode. Bye-bye.
I drink tons of homebrew.
Kind of homebrew, but why sparkling water?
Because when I'm really, really, really thirsty, it sort of slightly... When it's really hot and I'm thirsty and I just prefer sparkling rather than...
Well, I can't drink sparkling. I got hate 6 times now. Okay.
Hey.
7 times.
Hey.
8.
Yeah, let's make it 8 because otherwise people say 6, 7. Okay, you sometimes drink Betsy.
Yes, and I regret it every time.
Exactly. I will probably regret drinking sparkling water instead of homebrew. But you do every now and again fancy something different.
Well, a glass for dinner, that's about it, yeah.
It's a glass.
You haven't had dinner.
I have.
But not now.
I had it like 20 minutes ago.
Let me go to the toilet and then let's do the next episode.
Always wanting the last word. And then they talk about women. I'm gonna steal his Berliners while he's in the bathroom. All 4 of them. And I'm going to yawn while he's not looking, so he won't know anything.
I will eat a bit. Spite.
You didn't hear what I said about the Berliners?
You were trying to steal them, that's all I heard.
Yes, I've already stolen them.
No.
Yes.
No. Show it.
Yes. No, because then you see where I put them.
Sure. So,
You know how hamsters stuff things in their cheeks?
okay, that means once you arrive here, you will eat a Berliner.
In one go?
In
No,
one go.
I'm not that greedy. I mean, it depends how long I have in that one go. If I have like 5 minutes for that one go, then sure. You mean in one bite?
No, it's just like one move straight in.
No. You know what we used to, I think I probably told you this, but what we used to play with my mum when we were little,
Okay.
or what I used to play with my mum when I was little, is you had to eat a Berliner without licking your lips until you'd finished.
How is that a game?
Because Berliners are sugary, right? And you get all the sugar all over your mouth and you're not supposed to lick your lips until you've finished. It was just a fun, silly game that you play when you're 5.
Okay, sure. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 56 of Silly Games the Fox is telling me in the interludes in between. We're still chasing Iceheart, she's still eluding us, and the Fox is probably telling us some trivia very, very soon. So, Fox, what kind of child game have you been playing?
It's jam donuts, okay? Jam donuts are covered in sugar, at least in England they're covered in sugar, like the actual grainy sugar. So when you bite into it, you get really sticky lips, and you get sugar all over you, right? And we used to play the game where you're not supposed to lick your lips until you've finished. And I'm going to die if I keep... And basically it's just something that you do with your child when you're... I don't know. It's very challenging though, because instinctively you want to wipe your mouth or clean your lip your licks. Yes.
Don't you ever say anything about my reading skills when your speaking skills are the same.
Hey, look, I have spent a whole afternoon repeating over and over again, yummy, yummy in my tummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy.
I think it's time we return to the video game because it's gonna get worse.
Yes.
So, guys, let's get down to business to defeat the cunts. And let's find the false balls! My ankle's on fire! Caught my boot on a rock or something, twisting it as I fell. The others went ahead through Dunniffin Pass. Hurry up and you might catch up. If you aren't sure where to go, look for tracks. The snow is fresh. They shouldn't be too hard to find. In fact, guys, speaking of, since we have a little bit of time, since we have to travel a little bit more, about 3 weeks ago, I knocked myself nearly out. I definitely knocked the winds out of my body. We had a storm in Germany in my vicinity, and usually when there is a storm or rain coming, it is from the kitchen, which is in this direction, towards the bedroom, which is in this direction. It never rains into the bedroom. However, this storm was exactly reversed. So the storm was coming into the bedroom and it was an incredible typhoon. So me trying to quickly close the windows so that nothing happens, well, I ran into my bedroom with a good speed, but the floor was wet from the rain that has been pouring in, and I slipped full force. I landed straight on my ribcage on the back, and I knocked the ever shit out of my lungs, and I was winded on the ground while the storm was still pouring in. I hurt my right elbow, my both shoulder blades, my ribcage on the back, the right side of my hip, and my arm and my right foot was entirely blue. So that was not great. And I immediately knew it was a bad fall because I couldn't move anymore. That was a bad fall.
All I could hear was like a voice in the background going, "I think I've hurt myself."
No, I don't think I didn't say I didn't think I hurt myself. I said I definitely hurt myself. I hurt myself bad, and I hurt myself
He actually did. After I'd laughed myself silly, I was actually kind of worried because he did actually hurt himself quite badly.
I full speed landed, like you see in the cartoons when a person like walks and then just slips and the legs go forward into the sky. Full force to the ground, and while the storm was pouring in, couldn't catch my breath. And I tried, wincing in pain, to close up the windows from the storm. And it was bad. Let me tell you how bad the storm is. Round there we have parking lots where our cars are, and they're surrounded by trees. One of the trees was unrooted, and that was a proper big tree, and that was unrooted. And it had to be removed this week. So it was a bad storm. It was really bad. And it's been a while since I had the wind knocked out of me that hard. Probably never. It was better. Tracks lead southeast. Man, that was bad.
Yes.
Sion! What are you doing? The heretics? I'm not sure. There was a great scale beast and you Husse? I think he went east on his own. The heretics split up, so we did too. There is a fight. There is Yu Husse. We have 2 of them, so let's bring them together. I know the general number is 3 and then AoE, but who cares? Let's just crit them down. Let's just crit them down. There we go. No second wave. How embarrassing. I was so intent on following the heretics' tracks that I almost failed to notice that they had a double back. Almost, mind you. One tried to sneak up behind me and got a knife in the gut for his troubles. Although myself alone, I started to search the dead man's knapsack for anything of interest, and lo and behold, before his friends found me, I came upon this. Withdraw in groups of 3 or less to the observatorium, give the signal and wait. The merchant will be watching, be late and be left for dead. That speaks for itself, does it not? They can't possibly mean to rendezvous inside the place, so we should restrict our search to the surrounding area. Let me rephrase that. You should restrict your search to the wilderness surrounding the observatorium. I will need more than a moment's rest to recover from these wounds. Alrighty, so we still cannot really go back to meet with the others and, well, exchange our gear for other stuff. We also need to close down a little bit of our inventory because it's starting to look very, very, very messy, and we need to look into that. I am through with listening to your excuses. We leave now. How? The woods are crawling with those bluecoats, and the knights are searching every wagon that passes through the gates. Well, stay with her then. Then if you think you fare any better. No, there's no need for that. There are places like this in my homeland. Scared, snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. Yet your lands ever thirst for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has drunk deep. No, I have done no wrong. None but meet in secret with heretics. Deny it all you will, we shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Damn it all! Fancy meeting you here, Iceheart. I presume your work with a third brought you hither. What a tangled web, lest you wonder. We came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who has been conspiring with them. He came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the Ivy. It beggars belief, I know, but it seems our favorite Gaulean spy may have been providing assistance to Iceheart. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Yugiri and her shinobi, we might never have been discovering this connection. Master Alphino is too kind. I fear my people and I have done little to aid your search for the spy. We long strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land, prevent the tragedy which befell Doma and from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work that they promise will require a very particular set of skills for which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you allow it, I will accompany you until the investigation is complete. That is a most generous offer, Lady Yugiri, and one which gladly I accept. Thank you. Though I may disappear from time to time, know that I shall never be far and shall always be watching. A comforting thought. Come, Iceheart, let us wait inside for Captain Ilbert to return to deliver his report. Fox seems to be very confused by the cutscene she's watching.
I'm not confused.
Okay.
That's pretty neat.
Yes, you have found the next big enemy to fight, which is very cool. Captain Ilbert seems to be confident that the merchant's resolve would swiftly crumble when pressed. If so, we should have new information ere long. As to whether it will bring us any closer to learning the Ivy's identity, I would rather not say. Given our adversary's cunning, I shall consider us fortunate if we are separated another wild doodle chase. If we are spared another wild doodle chase. The gods know that we have more than enough to occupy as our time as it is. Can't read today, apparently. Tendrils of the intrigue, okay? Captain Ilbert, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us not that we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ishgadian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter of independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel which by where the heretics acquired their information of the shipment routes. Go on. We will recall the flame. Okay, let's start again. You will recall the flame we first identified as being the Ivy's employ. From him, we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to the master. Alas, as the trail come to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. The man's primarily duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that the needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy of the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that includes those originating from House Fortums. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to the merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Well, that is one mystery solved at least, but what of the Ivy? Are we at any closer to prizing off this mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the agent is among Rauban's innermost circle? Someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames establishment? This is the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, within the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. Slip into a position of authority unremarked and remain above suspicion all these years. I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the 3 grand companies, Oldaz was ever the more vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limsa and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, mined and under the same leadership. Only the banner was different. Not so for the Flames. My god, he's talking a lot. Aldar's military was made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answers only to their own paymasters. Which is technically what the Limsons do, so... Hardly an ideal environment to which establish something as high-minded as a grand company. My god, he's talking a lot. He talks like a Lalafell. The difficulties Rauban faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, they remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fulfill the ranks. Whew. Indeed. And given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing self-sword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been a child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than now, aye. The Immortal Flames have ever been caught between conflicts interest the public and the private. though the monetarists ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, it was not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-interest and self-preservation. Can't talk today. Had Nael van Darnus' ambitions had been had Nael van Darnus' ambitions been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Roban with an army. 'Tis but a wonder that they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment danger had passed. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any one of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting the crystal shipments. If they notice... I'm being very Glaciath. If they notice anything unusual, If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned like the manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Today is not my strongest day in reading. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Imeric informing him of our success and identifying the heretics' abettors. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. And an emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Isolith, as the realm's stoutest champion. It is only meet that you be present for the discussion. Oh, and the antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry. Still not fighting Iceheart, or rather Shiva. Like me, you are doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart, but until another path of her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Nymphilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nafika's altar and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. And now we can finally do a mini detour. We can finally do a mini detour to the house, grab our new gear, hopefully clear out some of our inventory space, and then make our way to Gridania. There we have our beautiful little home. So first things first, let's sell a bunch of things we do not need. This is durability stuff. This is 110. We don't need any of this. Don't need any of this. We have the weapons coffers here. We don't need any of these weapons coffers, really. So instead of throwing them away, let's grab a little bit of the gil that we can use from them. So let's clear up some of our inventory. Because I really dislike the amount of trash we are carrying with us. So... how would you rate the current character that you see on screen?
What, the dark-haired one or the light-haired one?
The dark-haired one. Obviously, Horsefront is known to us. She's diverting the topic.
No, I dropped my pillow. He is the most spineless person in the world so far.
Okay. Do you think that will change?
I don't know.
Do you think? Make a
Not
guess.
currently.
Not currently, okay.
Well, I mean, there could be a theory, but I'm not sure.
Oh. What level are you now in the main story quest?
58. I leveled up a minute ago and I didn't notice.
Not your personal level. Your main story quest level. You can look that up outside of the cutscene that you're in. Now that looks much nicer. Ah, that is an inventory I could get used to. So, what happened to my helmet? Get that into here. Let's pick up our new gear that I have so kindly made with my main character, obviously. And since I can't trade items with myself, well, we're in the same guild. So I can use my own guild to transfer items to myself. So, and we go from 116 to a lovely... Well, the weapon is not that much better, honestly. Oh well. A little bit better is a little bit better, right? There we go. Now that looks dashing. Glamour plate. Woods Knight. Bum. And there we go. That's how it needs to look. The gear set list. Edit portrait. Save. Let's do like so. Like so. And now we can continue. We didn't change much, honestly. But yeah. So submersible management, we have to do after stream. We have to check into 2 submarines after stream. Gentle reminder, guys, if you want to have a submarine guide with the information that I have, and that's a lot of information, tell me down in the comments section below. Push the algorithm of the channel, please. Now inventory's cleared. Look at this. This is a beautiful inventory. And let's get going off to Nofika's altar. You are still at level 50. Okay. My thanks for coming, Iceheart. When you're ready, speak to the conjurer yonder. He will show us to the Lotus stand. The Alliance leaders await you at the Lotus stand. Will you be joining them now? Yes. My god, guys. Thursdays is grocery days for this guy. And there was one person in the Lidl that had the most obnoxious... Okay, there's voice acting. Let's wait. Like the most obnoxious perfume. And I have quite the sensitive nose due to being an allergic to grasses and pollen and such. And there was just something about that perfume that was lingering in the entire grocery store. And I didn't smell it at first, but then she walked past me. Then I got a huge whiff of that perfume and my nose started running. I started sneezing like I was having a pollen attack, an allergic attack. And after sneezing like 15 times in minus 12 microseconds, I could not get the smell out of my nose. And I was smelling it in the entire grocery store. Oh, it was so awful. Fox, you're a woman. Why do women do this?
I don't know. I hate strong perfumes. You know I hate perfumes.
Oh,
I'm very particular when it comes to perfumes.
it was so awful. Like I could like visibly see the perfume and I could like grip it. It was he probably not only put the perfume on her, she probably drank it as well. My god, that was awful. Ugh. Cutscene time.
帝国内の次期皇帝争いを発端とする内乱が終結したとの話は聞いている。
先頃ガレマール帝国皇帝ソルゾス・ガルバスが崩御しました。
Oh, she said Solus. Ooh, she said Solus. The name drop of Solus. Okay.
何?
Solus ye Galvus.
ガレマール帝国はソル帝が
Oh,
一代で
Zolos
築き上げた
Galvus,
国
yes.
家。
So it's Zolos Sos Galvus. Very important name. Big name. Like, big.
共和制だった同国を帝政に転換させ、世界に覇を唱える強国に押し上げたのは、彼の軍隊と指導力があればこそ。
だがそのソルテーも弱い80を超え、病床に伏していた。
Well, the line of succession in Garlemald is pretty clear, so... He spit on the grave.
跡継ぎをめぐる内乱が起きたのもそれゆえと聞いていたが。
Big name, Solozos Galvus. Please remember that. That will become hugely important at some point. Like, centrally important.
ソルテーの長男はすでに死去していたな。この皇太子の死が帝位争いを複雑化させていたという。
Also, the chair is so big that they're compensating for something.
Eh. 2名の有力候補が台頭し、帝国は内乱状態に突入。結果的にソル帝の孫にあたる大将軍バリス・イエー・ガルバスがこれを制しました。
This guy has an amazing move.
もはやバリスの体感を阻む者はいない。新皇帝バリス・ゾス・ガルバスの誕生か。
He has an attack called Termino Etre, which is an amazingly looking attack. Can you do that move, Fox?
I didn't see it.
The Galean salute. We explained why a couple of episodes ago.
次期皇帝が決まったとは言っても、未だに帝国内は不穏な空気に包まれている様子。しばらくは新皇帝も体制固めに時間を費やすでしょう。
Solus and Varys are very important figures. Solus is arguably more important than Varys, but Varys is decently important. And well, there are a bunch more of the Galean Empire that will become important at some point, but Solus is the big one.
とはいえ、新しい指導者を得れば、帝国の支配体制は盤石となる。未だこの地に残留する第14軍団。加えて、属州となったアラミゴは要塞化が進んでいるという。 奴らが本腰を入れて攻めてきたら。
とても静観していられる状況ではない。
帝国が動けば神々に愛されし地エオルゼアは再び戦の炎に包まれましょう。各国のシュガが招いたアウトロー戦区の件も含め、我々が揉めている場合ではないのです。三国のみならず山の都イシュガルドを加え、真のエオルゼア同盟を実現せねばなりません。そのためにも皆々様にはご協力を願いたいのです。
すぐにではないとはいえ、帝国の脅威が迫っている。我々に残された時間はそう多くはないだろう。何としてもイシュガルドの門を開け、エオルゼアを一つにしなければならない。
Well, the de facto leader of Ishgard, beginning with the name T, can't reveal it yet, obviously. There are good reasons why he is not helping us. Be they good or bad reasons, I'm not telling. But Mr. T has quite a lot of reasons on why he's secluding himself.
そしてそれができるのは
And since we already
主義
saw
や思想
him,
にとらわれず自由に行動できる私たちだけだ。
you know that
そのため
La Habrea and
クリスタルブレイブを
Elidibus
設
stood
立したの
behind
だから。
him, so you can imagine what kind of reasons Mr. T has if La Habrea and Elidibus are standing behind. So
ここから先、帝国に隙を見せるわけにはいかないな。早急に密偵の件を解決しなくては。
And without spoiling anything, I don't think Aymeric is very much aware of what's going on.
I'll let him know.
Hmm?
I'll let him know.
Sure.
If I have to go and visit him, I'll let him know.
Sure, but you don't have the knowledge that Mr. T had two Ascians behind him. Yes, you saw the cutscene, but your character physically didn't see it. So...
I'll physically go to Almeric and have a word with him.
Sure.
I'll do
Sure.
that.
You can get your getaway with Aymeric. Trust me. It will not have escaped you notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer of being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of a resurging Garlemald is not enough to steer them. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to an all understandings as they like, but their unity means little and less to the common folk. Take the Lominzans, for example. Though Admiral Millwhip outlawed piracy over a year ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for the grog's swilling wood-legged cutthroats. In likewise, the Gardanians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees. And the Aldans scorned as swindlers who worship coin. It's not wrong! It's not wrong, guys. Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Uldar society, Teledigi, for example. But that is beside the point. The fact is that people are wary of outsiders when they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict at Cartano was a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them with something resembling warfare, and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing. Let us speak of a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke at the observatorium, Captain Ilbert has further shortened the list of his suspects. By happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate is lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Isolith. All that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilbert at the near Adder's Nest. He will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Coerthas, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy. Okay, but is there a lot of poison involved? Because then I might, you know, some eye candy here and there. No? Some ivy with the poison would not be too bad, no. Would not be, no. I'm a simple man. Okay? My thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. This is probably the last quest we do in this episode. Listen well. The spy we have been seeking all this time is none other than the Flame Marshal Eileen Royale. How the hell do you say this name? Eileen Royale. Royale? Eileen Royale. Okay. Eileen Royale. I would...
Eileen Royale. Or Royale.
But there's two L.
Sorry.
So I would have called it Royale. I would have called it Eileen Royale.
Well, if you think of Ayla, it'd be Aile. Royale.
So Eileen Royale, which is not that far from what I tried.
Yeah.
Rauban's second in command. Okay. Look. I don't think that Rauban's second in command is the problem. Prior to joining the Immortal Flames, she was a mercenary of no small renown. So was Rauban. They say her skill with the polearm had to be seen to be believed. Of Ishgardian birth, she's the highest ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames, bearing the Flame General himself, of course. I don't think she's the traitor. When he formed the Grand Company, Rauban chose people based on their worth. Whence they hailed was of no interest, which is how it should be. Monetarists saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. It was no secret that they did not favor foreigners, Ishgardians especially. After the way the Holy See forsook the Alliance. Yet the monetarists did not raise so much as a murmur of protest when Roailey was appointed to her post. Nothing strange, is it not? Could it be that the Ivy has some hold over the monetarists? I don't think she's the one. But these revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Roailey's presence here and now. As you may be aware, it is the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the Immortal Flames in the absence of the Flame General. While Rauban attended the Council of the Alliance leaders, she should have remained in the Hall of Flames. There's still Nanamo, so... The woman has no business being Gridania, yet here she is nonetheless, on some pretense. She's up to something, mark my words. Look, I don't believe you in this case. Even as we speak, I have a dozen men trawling the Flames records for evidence of Roailey's guilt. But if we catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof that we need. So he doesn't have any proof so far. So this is merely suspicions that he has. There's zero proof that he has currently. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates, the airship landing and the docks, every point of egress. She cannot leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely on your eyes, Sion? This seems far-fetched. You have my thanks. Let us go then, and take care not to alert our quarry. I don't know, this seems far-fetched. I don't know, this seems very far-fetched. I'd like to be surprised, but he's purely on accusations currently, and he's not having a single shred of proof. Roalie is headed in the direction of the Blue Badger Gate with me, Sion. Because I don't think Rauban's stupid. So... So Riley has entered the Carline canopy, meeting someone perchance? Or could it be she means to board an airship? Pray look for her within. If she's not on the upper floor, try the landing area below. One of mine is stationed there, and she may have seen something. Ephemy is her name. I shall remain here in case Roelli reappears. Yeah, this is a wild goose chase. I don't... Azul Chandra, such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? Social visit, you say? How pleasant. No, she didn't come this way. Noted every passenger on board the resemblance. Well, don't keep you. I don't think he's on a right track. Sounds a lot of hoo-ha, if you ask me. A lot of hoo-ha. Nowhere to be seen, you say? And you are sure she did not board an airship? Did not come back out either. Where in the Seven Hells could she have gone? The Roost? How have I forgot? How did I forget? That's what he said. Greetings, good sir. Might I interest you in some Muntui tonic? A cup a day imbues a man with great vigor. If you take my meaning. Perhaps another time, friend. Wait, that necklace. You're a shinobi of Doma. The woman you seek has left Credania by the way of West Shore Pier. She was attired as a merchant, but these eyes are not so easily deceived. You may wish to take a search to the East Shroud. Rest assured that we shall continue to support you from the shadows. I think the 12 the Dolmens, were it not for their unique talents, Roelli would have disappeared without a trace. So, guys, in flagrante delicto, or delicto in this case, this has been the end of this episode. This is a lot of text in this episode, and a lot of bad reading on my part. I do apologize, but today doesn't seem to be my strongest day with words. So in this case, I'm gonna say twitch.tv/Hanazaki, LivePlay HZTV on YouTube, and Hanazaki TV anywhere else on the socials, the most common socials you will find us. And the red, blue, and white-ish looking beast over there that is just walking towards the logo is the one who handles all of the socials. Fox, what are you saying on the last words of this episode?
Where did you get the blue from?
Did I say blue? I meant red and orange. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. And then you say I'm colorblind.
Yes, well, Blue is the new black, or what's the deal? Like the blue is the new black, and
No.
I know that is
No.
a very old reference. Until next episode, guys. Goodbye, ciao ciao. I'm very hungry.
I'm very tired.
Very, very, very hungry. I am not tired at all. I am never tired.
No, you should eat something then.
Well, after the stream, obviously.
Obviously.
Is Ilbert right or wrong? Yeah. So. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Frozen Faces! We have no news of Iceheart, but is Ilbert right or wrong? The fox is doing this because she is channeling her chakra for the energy of this episode, right, fox? As you can hear the extreme enthusiasm she has in her voice, that means we're gonna continue with this episode. And let's talk to Ilbert in flagrante delicto. Our hunt leads us to these shrouds, Scion. I suggest we follow Roeli's example and take the ferry from West Shore Pier. You don't pay my sub. You don't tell me what to do. You'll doubtless wish to make certain preparations. See to them while I go on ahead. I shall wait you at the Sweet Bloom Pier. Ah, well, I guess. So maybe she just likes muggles and she wants to praise the good King Mugglemok the 12th. May his fluffiness ever be ruffled. I just love how the muggles praise their lord. They are in total fear of him, but they praise him at every sentence. Like, that's how it should be. It's great. So East Shroud, so let's get on over there, talk to the ferryman, and go to the Sweet Bloom Pier. And let's see, there he is. This way, my friends. Your quarry makes for the Hawthorn Hut. If Roeli is truly the one we seek, we can expect that she means to make contact with her Garlean masters there. And an explanation is in order. You are no doubt aware that the Garleans have their own method of communicating over great distances. Well, our ingenious friends at Garland Ironworks have provided us with devices which disrupt these communications, and we've installed them around the city-states. In doing so, we have made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with the Masters. Roeli would thus have no choice but to rendezvous with her Imperial contact directly. Yet, as well-known face in the Immortal Flames, she cannot move about Thanalan without being recognized. It would only be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. For this reason, I believe that she has chosen the Black Shroud for her clandestine meeting. The Elysian are a common sight here, and her comings and goings are not like to turn any heads. As my scouts tell it, the Garleans have sent agents with a mind to destroy the devices and render such direct contact unnecessary. Fortunately, our shinobi have thus far been successful in rebuffing their efforts. This is it. We only make for Hawthorn's Hut and catch Roeli in the act. Still, we have zero proof that she's actually a spy. Like, we have actually zero proof. This is all based on a hunch and accusations. So I still don't trust it at all. We have spoken to no one. We have only spoken to Ilbert. And that's about it, so... Not a big fan of how he conducts his research. My people report that our quarry has departed for the Bramble Patch. The Ivy returns to the Gnarls when she came, but perhaps it's all for the better. To convict someone of her standing, we would require damning evidence against her. What could be better than to catch her in the act when she meets with the Garlean masters? My countrymen and I shall lie in wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. And again, if she were to speak with Garleans, why does she go towards the bramble patch? Why doesn't she go to Castrum Oriens? The Castrum is literally down here, but she is going in this direction. So I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Just beyond. Roaili is in conversation with an individual clad in the manner of an adventurer. An imperial intermediary, no doubt. This is it, with me. I don't think this is... I'd like to be surprised, but I don't think it is. Play Marshal Aline Roaili, you are under arrest for treason and espionage. You were followed, you bloody fool. Damnation. Okay. Lots of shinobi, lots of ninjas. You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garbed for battle. But if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try. What's the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the Twelves Wood? Last I looked, this was no crime. Neither was conversing with a passing stranger. You would feign ignorance then. Well, very well. If you do think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now, come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. Let's see. I will offer you no struggle after all. I have naught to hide. You have no proof. You have no proof. This could be very well be just a lover and she is not allowed to have like a relationship given her status. So even a warrior of Roaili's renown could not have hoped to escape by force. Despite her claims, her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her position is untenable. With the ivy thus uprooted, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap then the people of Ul'dah will have the grand company they deserve. But let us speak of the present, if I may ask. What will you do now, Isolith? So the Scions seek a way into the Iceheart sanctum. Then I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray do not let me keep you. Fear not, my countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not to waste your talents here. Speaking of the talents, have you considered training in the art of the shinobi? You have an aptitude for it, I believe, so please give it some thought until the next time, my friend. Because this is patch 2.4. The ninja was introduced in 2.4. So this is the ability or the introduction that the ninja would have for us, so to speak. Oh. Go back to Minophilia and speak to her. The demon is juggling for whatever reason. Welcome back, Iceheart. I understand that Alfino had a task for you. May I ask what it was? Purchase of treason and espionage against Eileen Roiley? Can scarce believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? No, it avails us not to dwell on it. Whatever the truth may be, we must trust to the authorities to uncover it. Let us speak of another matter. I am pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way into the Iceheart's sanctum. As you may recall, Iceheart used the Aetherite in the depth of the Snowcloak to teleport a short distance to the west, most likely a sanctuary of some description. It is there that we suspect she means to summon Shiva using the crystals she stole from the House Fortem's caravan. The heretics believe that they are bringing about the second coming of their patron saint, but if, as we suspect, they mean to hold a summoning ritual for the kind employed by the beast tribes, it seems likely that the result will be something more akin to a primal. Suffice it to say, they must be stopped, and to stop them we shall, but first we must surmount the obstacle that Iceheart has placed in our path. Ordinarily, it would be a simple matter to tap into the established Ethernet and thereby follow our query. However, despite our best efforts, we have been unable to ascertain the position of the Aetherite to which she teleported. Our prevailing theory is that she destroyed the second Aetherite upon the arrival, a reckless, desperate measure, but also an effective one. After discussing the matter at great length with Orianger, we have concluded that we lack the expertise to develop a solution. Which is why we have called upon the aid of one who does possess such an expertise, a colleague of ours who is currently en route to Revenant's Toll from Sholien. She should be arriving within the hour, in fact. Since you are here, mayhap we could welcome her together. I am certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let us make our way to the northern gates and await her coming. I know who this is, and this is a good one. This is a good one. I know who this is. It's the woman that starts with an M. She's cool. I like her a lot. She's very, 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 very cool. And the story surrounding her, great. In case it's not obvious, I have played this game before. I have a level 100 character. I have finished the story. I like the story a lot. But we are replaying it for the 14th year of me playing this game. Or even longer. I think 14 years it has been since I've played the story. And I want to re-enjoy the story once more after such a long time. But I obviously know most corner points of the story. Just the details have been hazy here and there, but the cornerstones of the story I obviously know. And I try to drop knowledge here and there, so without spoiling, obviously. Yup, there she is. It's not the Mikoto. It's the very, very interesting looking Hua. Hey, voice cutscenes.
ええ、私です。ようこそレブナンツトールへ。
なに、幼馴染の頼みとあっちゃ断れないさ。
Okay, she said Ozanana Jimmy, which means childhood friend. So she's a childhood friend of Urianger. And a big childhood friend, that is. Because she's tall, right?
彼女はムーンブリダさん。
Big
ウリ
childhood
エンジャ
friend.
さんの友人で、エーテライト技術の権威でもあるシャレアンの賢人よ。
Yes, Moonbrida is her name. Very important character to Urianger.
そして何より、 私たちが進めていたアシエンの魂を捉える檻、白星石の共同研究者でもあるの。
And I believe one of the absolute largest heroes in the game. I'm a full height Hrothgar and she towers me. So she's huge in terms of like human sizes. She's not an Elysian. So she's huge.
よろしくな。
I believe she's actually not a hero. I believe she is a Rjögedin. I think she's a Rjögedin. Now that I think of it because of the name. I actually don't know. I need to look that up. Mönbreda Rjögedin. Is she a Rjögedin? Yes, she is a sea wolf Rjögedin. Well, that explains her height. Yeah, that explains her height. But she's taller than me. That's rare. Like, look at her. She's taller than me. She's tall, alright. She's like very tall. But she's cool. Let us return to the Rising Stones at once, then. We have much to discuss. Wonderful. Again, a reminder, we have to do the Crystal Tower series relatively soon, maybe even tomorrow. But I doubt it, probably tomorrow or Saturday, we will do the Crystal Tower series. The demon is still juggling. What's she juggling? Is she juggling bottles? A bottle, a dagger, and an axe. Okay then. Let's enter the solar. But before we talk to these two guys, I will leave you alone for just a second because I want to put on the oven to preheat it so I can have food in about half an hour. Fox, can you sing me the yummy yummy in my tummy?
Yummy, yummy in my tummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy.
But what is in your tummy?
Pizza.
Good! What kind of pizza?
Just a classic frozen margarita, but it was the higher ones, not the
Big
typical-
crust ones.
No, not big crust. It's like the whole thing was high.
I would not have
Deep-
taken you for a margarita woman.
Deep pan pizza. It's only because I couldn't be bothered to go to the shops today. Normally I'd put some prosciutto on top. I did
there
put
you
some
go.
fresh mozzarella. I put some fresh mozzarella on top to make it a little bit more interesting.
Okay. So, a duo formaggi. Probably had already a
Kinda.
mozzarella on it.
Okay. So, seeing as you know me extremely well, I would say you probably know me better than anyone. What's my favorite kind of pizza, seeing as you don't think of me as a margarita sort of person?
It's definitely not pineapple on pizza, I can tell that.
Well, that goes without saying. I'm not weird.
I think you would like a very simple prosciutto pizza, maybe with some pepperoni slice. I'm getting the head shakes. So what is it? What
But
is it?
pepperoni is in pepper. Hang on, do you mean pepperoni is in the meat pepperoni or pepperoni is in peppers?
I like the hot salami type, or like the meat type.
Yeah. Because if you say prosciutto pepperoni, pepperoni in Italy are peppers, bell peppers.
Okay, yes, I mean the hot salami version of.
No, you're way, 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 way far off.
Okay. So what is it then?
My favorite pizza is actually one called a Bismarck, which has asparagus, ham, and egg on it.
That's not a thing in Germany. I would have never guessed that.
And if not that, I have three.
Mhm.
There's one with cocktail prawns,
Okay.
normally with a bit of courgette as well, or the classic 4 cheeses.
Okay. I would have never guessed that. Ever.
No,
Ever.
no. I also like tuna and onion.
I like tuna pizza as well. However,
But it's got to have the red onion on it.
I'm gonna say something very controversial. I think pizza is heavily overrated. And pizza is not
okay.
that great how people make it out to be. Neither is tacos or burritos or any of the Mexican things. They are not that good that people make them out to be the greatest food that has ever fooded since the evolution of bread on toast. Okay, it's not that great. It's good food. It's sometimes delicious, but it's not that good. So
I have never had burritos. I have never had tacos, but fajitas is one of my favorites. I love fajitas.
yes, but
If they're made properly.
are they like world-changing food? Like people always make them out to be if you talk to them. And we talked to a bunch of them,
No.
so
Oh, well, no. It's just comfort food.
yes.
When I crave those, I eat them.
I will agree to that. It is comfort food, it is finger food, but it is... I wouldn't even call it food, honestly, because every time I have tacos, it feels like a snack. It's not food, it's a snack to me. Just like burgers. I don't think burgers is a food, I think burgers are a snack. I never feel full when I eat a burger. So... I know, controversial takes. Let's continue with the story. She called her moon Brida, not
久しぶり
moon.
じゃないか。
あら、イダに知り合いがいただなんて意外ね。
I feel like Ida kinda knows everybody.
どういうこと？私だってパパリモの他にも友達くらいいるよ。
僕がいつ友達になったんだ？
So where's the big lumpy
みん
guy?
な揃ったわね。
Is he not here yet?
では改めて紹介します。彼女はムーンブリダさん。今回シャーレアン本国から足を運んでもらったわ。ムーンブリダさんには白成績の試作品を持ってきてもらったの。本来はシャーレアン本国で研究を続けてもらう予定だったけれど、彼女はエーテライト技術の権威、先の芝の剣もあり、急ぎ合流してもらったの。
Okay, this is the first time the word white auracite is falling. Interesting. Oh, there it is even.
この巻は未完成だが、残すところは最終調整だけだ。どのみち最後はエオルゼアのエーテルに合わせて仕上げようと思っていたからね。いいき。
やれやれ。
Oh, there he is.
相変わらずの言葉遣いですね。もう少し雅やかにはできないものなのですか。
フリエンジェ、やろう、会いたかったぜ。
やめなさい、ムーンブリだ。それより
Again, please?
離れなさい。
That scene kind of reminds you of someone.
Yeah. You can see Urianger is very uncomfortable. That's good. Oh my god, look at her. She's great.
なんだよ、冷たいな。幼なじみのあんたがエオルゼアに渡ってからは会うことも少なくなって寂しい思いをしてたんだぜ。それが突然お前の全てが欲しいって言ってきたから喜んで飛んできたってのに。
おいおい、隅に置けないな。
お待ちなさい。問題の解決にあなたの技術と知識の全てが必要。ともかく積もる話は後にすべき。今は何より眼前の障害を取り除くことが先決。
If it's not
この地に
extremely
新たな
apparent,
神を下ろさせぬためにも。
they're kind of more than just childhood friends. So.
ああ、そうだったな。なんでも転送先のエーテライトが機能していなくて困っているようじゃないか。
ええ、そうなの。私たちが追っている異端者、氷の巫女ことイゼルがスノークローク代表壁の最深部にあったエーテライトを用いてさらに西方へと逃亡。その後追撃を防ぐため転送先のエーテライトを破壊したと思われます。これによりこちらから転移することができなくなったわ。おそらく彼女は転送先でシワを召喚する準備をしている。
なるほどね。転送先のエーテライトが破壊されたのか。ミンフィリア、念のために聞くが、転送元と転送先双方のエーテライトは少し前まで機能していたんだな。
Good point.
ええ、測定したエーテルの流れから転移の成功を示していたとの報告を受けています。
Man, I wish our character had a voice.
転送痕跡は残っているか。ならやり方はある。
This has been bothering me ever since the game released. Why does our character does not have a voice? It is like, come on, just pay the couple of voice actors, really. Give us a choice between some of them and give us a damn voice. I absolutely despise that some of the most important cutscenes are voiced and then our character just does...
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Oh my god, it's such a missed opportunity. Such a missed opportunity.
本当なの？
ああ、転送先のエーテライトを強制的に再起動させりゃいいんだ。そもそもエーテライトっていうのは夜の海原で港の位置を知らせる灯台のようなものさ。その明かりがなければエーテライト間の地脈の本流に流された時出口を見つけ出せなくなっちまう。これだからこちらから強制的に灯台を灯して出口を指し示す。転送先の地脈の結節点に向けて転送痕跡に沿って直接エーテルを流し込むってわけだ。
しかしそのためには莫大な量のエーテルを流し転送先のエーテライトに干渉させる必要があるのでは？
そんな密度のエーテルをどうやって？僕たちが協力すれば相応のエーテルは作り出せるかもしれない。ただ幾人もの術者が放つエーテルを一つにまとめ 大きな流れにするとなると、
転送元のエーテライトが機能していない場合は私一人で何とかなったけど。
Yes, that is exactly what we did with Titan.
そこで私が持ってきた白成績を使うのさ。これはアシエンほどの強大なエーテル界を封じ込めるために作った魔器。
Everybody who has teleported in this fashion has died in the process. Thanks, I guess. I'm gonna try it.
こいつにあんたらから放たれたエーテルをすべて吸収させ、相応の量が溜まったらエーテライト経由で一気に流し込む。ただしこの白成績がエーテルを保持していられるのはごく短期間だけだからね。エーテルの封じ込めから放出まで現地でやるしかない。
ムーンブリダさんの考えてくれた方法以外に選択肢はないわね。先の転送からかなり時間が経過しています。転送痕跡が消えてしまう前に行動しましょう。
んじゃ善は急げだ。案内してくれ。
I actually do not remember how the... We're fighting Shiva pretty soon, probably. I don't actually remember how the normal fight of Shiva is. I really remember the fight in the extreme mode, because Shiva has a very interesting tank buster. The tank buster is actually a group buster, and you have to share it with the group, which is very, very interesting. Usually the two tank rules are away from the group and back to the wall, but in this case, it's a rare opportunity that you will use the tank buster towards the group, and you have to share it towards the group, which is her ice brand attack. So that is one of the rare exceptions for this rule. I have already informed Alfino of our plan to recreate the beacon in the manner Mjolnir described. If he agreed that despite the inherent danger, it represents our only hope of success. He also said that he wished to meet with you at the Snowcloak before proceeding. I expect you will find him waiting for you there when you arrive. I want you to know that I appreciate everything you have done on our behalf, Iceheart, and I have faith that you will return to us as you always have. I would like to say yes, I got like lore protection and like I'm the hero of this story. But that's not the case. The hero of this story is technically Alfie. So something can happen to us. We are not entirely safe, and nobody for that matter is safe in this game. So I wouldn't like say, oh, we're the hero of the story, we will ever be unharmed. I don't think so. So let's see, where is Alfie? He is right in front of the Snowcloak, so that is the biggest travel ever. We're halfway there. Fox, tell us a joke.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
I don't know, you took too long to respond to the door.
You serious?
I mean, I could tell you that one.
Alfie. Good to see you, Iceheart. I was starting to wonder if you were having second thoughts. Captain Ilbert sends his regards, by the way. He attends to the interrogation of Elaine Royale in Ulda, even as we speak. But I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We discuss the Ivy upon your return. I trust that, by the which I mean to say, the others are waiting for us at the Aetheryte. After you, Scion. There, it's ready. Well, that was simple. Did it work? Ha! It worked! I think. Try tuning to the ether right now. Feel for the current and try to locate the beacon. We have all that we can, Iceheart. For now, let us withdraw. When your final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon that we have created. If, by the grace of the 12, you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva. I don't think we can stop her before that, because by the rule of Final Fantasy, every major patch has at least one dungeon and one trial. And you guys know that a trial will be coming. Oh. We cannot ignore the possibility that our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that be the case, she may attempt to hasten the completion of the summoning ritual. And if she succeeds, we will have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing little of this saint, I cannot say if our own strength will suffice, and so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Muenbir's experiment, but others will surely agree that in desperate times call for desperate measures. But before you assemble your party, pray speak with that knight. I believe he has a message for you from Sir Imeric. Okie dokie, so... Madam, Sir Imeric regrets that he could not be here in person and asks that I read to you this letter. Ishgard faces an unprecedented threat, yet in our hour of need, it is not her knights who stand poised to defend her. Iceheart Sansa, warrior of light, savior of Eorzea. Your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee, you choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in the service for a greater cause. And as a certain Salarian would say, we hold the line. Look, I'm a big Mass Effect guy. So, we hold the line is a great speech that Captain Kirrahe says. So that speech kind of reminds me of Captain Kirrahe. The we hold the line speech is great. May Halone bless you with good fortune and see you safely home. And the Afar Amphitheater is now accessible. Fox, do you wish to join the Shiva fight?
Okay.
Okay. So let's invite the Fox. And let's go for the Shiva fight. Fox, how far are you with the book?
About 3/4, I think.
3/4. That's actually really good.
Ish. Oh, yeah, sort of.
Yeah, sort of.
I should be further by now.
Because I really want to play Mass Effect. Fox has never seen Mass Effect, but I think it's quite important that you read the first book when it comes to the Mass Effect series, because the first book is a nice prelude to what happens in Mass Effect 1. So it's basically Mass Effect Book 1, Game 1, Book 2, Game 2, Book 3, Game 3. While Book 2 and 3 are not necessarily important, they give quite some extended lore for the Mass Effect series. However, Book 1 is directly tied to the story and offers quite a lot of hindsight into many things that happen. And a certain person is definitely not a monster in that book. So that scene quite shocked you, right? In the book? Where Mr. S is not a monster after all. When he interrogated someone. You don't remember. My disappointment is immeasurable, my day is ruined.
Oh, what do you mean he wasn't a monster? He was a monster. Well,
No, that's what the book
he-
says. After all, he's not a monster. He's
Oh, I
literally...
see. Oh, yeah, sorry. Mhm. Yes, it was very ironic statement.
そう言ったはず。やはり因果を断ち切るには力が必要か。ならば私が立ちはだかる者を倒そう。それが人々の希望であって。我らを救い、祈るべき神がいないなら、聖女にこそこの祈りを捧げよう。我が五体をよりしろに、かつて
Turns out,
融和をもたらした
Iceheart
聖女の魂を
is Shiva.
呼び下ろそう。聖女シバよ、今こそ我が身によりて全ての争いに氷結の静寂を。
That is a very cool summoning of a primal, I have to say. But yes, Shiva has a lot of cool mechanics associated with it. Flashbang. I don't know the number, guys. I'm sorry. That's the spear. So the staff. Staff means it's a mage power. So we don't Ice Brand. Ice Brand is Sword and Shield. So when she switches to Sword and Shield, we need to turn her towards the group to absorb the Ice Brand as a team. Now she has it. There it is. Ice Brand towards the team. Only 2 people absorbed it, however. The team is spread out, which is not how it should be. In this fight, the team should stack. Now we have the ad phase. It's quite like the extreme fight. It's quite like the extreme fight, I have to say. The soundtrack is very cool. That's the mage weapon. Now the next Ice Brand I will take alone and you will see how much damage it does. Now she will do Snap Freeze. So strike a pose, Fox, do something. Aww, I didn't strike a pose.
That was my pose. My bad.
This is what we call a staged circle attack. And we basically run towards the circle. And you were too slow. This is the Ice Brand. So as you can see, the Ice Brand does a shit ton of damage. And needs to be absorbed with the entire team on extreme. This matters especially if you try this as a blue mage fight. And there she goes. Story fights are not a big deal. And Iceheart returns because she obviously transformed. So it was not a primal summoning in the traditional case. It was just like with King Mogulmog XII. May his fluffiness ever be ruffled. Like, it's not technically a primal. I have to say it like that, I'm sorry. She speaks a lot of words and the translation is fool, blind bloody fool. I don't think that's the right translation. Also, she just said 3 words in Hikari no Senshi, which means warrior of light. None of that is in the text. So the translation is not that good. It's a very lazy translation.
この戦いはいつから続いているのか。その発端は何なのか。イシュガルドの民の誰もがその因果を知らぬまま夢幻のごとき戦いにその身を投じる。しかしこの戦いは凍てつく大地が見せる氷結の幻想などではない。あなたなら聞くことができる。
And now she says warrior of light.
始まりを知る源流からこの戦いの真相を。
Or text boxes later.
あなたなら感じることができる。この世界の真理を。
Okay. That sentence is interesting. We who walk before may lead those who walk after is a lyric straight from the song Answers that plays at the end of A Realm Reborn and during the Bahamut fight. So this sentence is taken straight out of the song.
そしてあなたに考えてほしい。真実とは何かを超える力を持っているのならあなたにもできるはず。あとはあなた自身で聞いて感じて。
That's exactly what the Mother Crystal told us. So I don't think Shiva was all that bad.
How did you like the fight?
The Shiva fight is great.
Mm-hmm. Did it send shivers down your spine?
What's up, Laha? Not Laha. That's not Laha. The mask is different. My god, is that Igathoim? Igathoim?
ラハブレアの思惑通りに動いていることが気に食わんが、ゾディアーク様の命であることもまた事実。しばらくは様子を見させてもらうさ。
Alrighty. Alright. But 12, you're alive. I mean, of course you're alive. Why wouldn't you be? Iceheart did what? You're certain about that, are you? Gervanians are skilled with the glamours, after all. Look, you say that what you saw, I believe you. It's just that I've never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? That trauma has been known to cause hallucinations, you see? No? Fair enough, I was only asking. The road less traveled. If you ask me, there's naught to be gained from mulling over the implications of our story in the freezing cold. Let's save it for the rising stones, eh? I'll gather everyone to meet us there. But before that, you had best pay a visit to the White Brim front and speak with Alfino. He will probably be worried sick about you. That, or he will be busy playing politics with the Ishgardians. Either way, I'm sure he will be delighted to see you hale and healthy. Speaking of which, you don't seem to have a headache or anything, do you? No? Blurred vision? No reason. See you again soon. I like Minbreda. She's great. So, where is Alfie? He is in the White Brim front. We will... Oh, Behemoth is here. Hi, Behemoth. Been a while that I've seen you. Please don't hit me. Ow. Behemoth is one of the multi-stage boss fates that you can fight. And he's proper dangerous, but if you defeat him, you get a mount. You get the Behemoth mount. You get him as a mount. So that's cool. And before we talk to Alfino, I would dare say that we will talk to him in the next episode. Because A, I think a lot of cutscenes will come now, and B, we already have 23 o'clock, and I'm hungry, we have the oven on, and it's late for the day, because today is not that day, so we can't stream any longer than we have to, that we can, because we're still wage slaves, and this is not our job, as much as I would like it to be, and it pays nothing currently. So we be wage slaves and we return to what actually pays the bills. So I bid you farewell for this episode. Twitch.tv/Hanazaki. Some dude in the blue is a follower. Thank you very much for following. We'll see each other tomorrow at the usual time, that is 20 o'clock GMT +1, twitch.tv/Hanazaki on the YouTube Twitch side of things, and youtube.com/LivePlay HZTV, and Hanazaki TV on the socials. Fox, what are the last words of today's stream?
Well, seeing as you keep saying that I'm a pirate, I'm going to leave you a good old pirate expression, which would be shiver me timbers.